Battle of the Challengers podcast with Vincent Cloud.
And Hardcore Dave.
This is episode 12 of XXX Dirty 30 Boxed In. What does the title refer to? Do you know? Can you recall?
Well, it's not really... Well, it's like the mission, basically.
Yeah.
Where they have to scratch with their fingernails against a glass, and then they have to put together a puzzle of a box after they were in a box.
Right. Which is kind of entertaining. And also just like...
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of cool elements to it. There's 3 teams.
But to get to the actual episode at the very beginning, we're, of course, picking up where the last episode left off. And they're saying, Nelson's not here anymore, so vote someone else. And everyone basically decides it's Dario. You know, Hunter, CT, Kayla, and Camilla are the winners. They decide who goes in. Hunter's the only guy who says Jordan, my fucking arch nemesis. You know what I mean? And now Dario's going to go in. And then for the girls, it's pretty much unanimous. Veronica, right?
Yeah.
Except for Hunter votes in Jemmy for a burn vote, which gets a laugh, which is nice.
And wasn't it Kayla who was the first person to say Veronica? Because she's like, well, you need to test yourself.
Yeah, you got to test yourself. You have to prove yourself to us.
So what did you think of that? Do you think that Veronica needs to prove herself? Or do you think she's already proven?
Obviously, she's proved herself in terms of like being a legend. You know what I mean? Like, she is one of the best trailblazing female challengers that has ever been around. I want to say she might be the number 1. She might beat out Evelyn overall.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
And you know how much I like Evelyn.
Yeah.
But I've taken the stats, I've considered the facts, and I've kind of came out with either it's Evelyn or Veronica, and a lot of times I say it's Veronica. Sure, Evelyn and Veronica have never been on the same time, what would you call it, era, I guess? But together, who knows, man? I still think Veronica kind of edges out Evelyn, really. So
perhaps stat-wise, but just eyeball test... I feel
eyeball test.
Yeah, just going
like
by,
right now. I mean, Veronica.
If I thought they were going head to head, who would I pick? I would pick Evelyn.
Okay. But, you know, some fans have no idea who the fuck Evelyn is right now. These new fans, they're like, I know who Veronica is. She's the older Puerto Rican woman with an ass, motherfucker. You know, she's got an ass there.
Oh, she does.
It's not showcased necessarily, but it's there.
Oh, I feel like it's somewhat showcased at times. To me, I feel like with Kayla saying, you know, you need to prove yourself, Veronica.
Yeah.
I feel like that's legit because Veronica has done tons of amazing things on the challenge. But like the last time we really saw her was, 5, 6, 7 years ago or something like that?
The Ruins. And even then... it was pretty much her sleeping with Evan, who was in charge of the whole team, right?
All right. Yeah. Interesting.
So, yeah.
And technically the last time we saw Veronica was on Champs vs. Pros, where she showed up from retirement. She shows up.
That was her premiere. Champs vs. Pros.
She premiered. And what did they do? They sent her in immediately because they're like, you've been gone a long time. You need to prove yourself. And she got eliminated. She lost.
By probably the best newer challenger of all time, Ashley
Mitchell.
M?
Yeah,
Ashley
Mitchell. Who won.
So that's why I was able to accept Veronica losing. Because it's like, Ashley M she's the Cam Newton.
She's the new star in town.
Is comparing her to Cam Newton the proper? No.
recently with what Cam Newton said in the media, I would not.
I don't know what he said in the media.
He said some sexist stuff,
Oh,
laughing at a
really?
female reporter.
Is it sexism this week?
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah. And plus, he was wearing a hat and glasses that were just, it was atrocious.
Okay.
Looking at his attire was bad. Sorry, Cam Newton. But
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was interesting that, she got sent in to prove herself on Chance vs. Pros. And this season, she's been around a very long time. She's looked good in missions, though.
She has.
She has looked good in missions.
This is episode 12, by the way.
Yeah.
And now she's going to get put into the mix.
She's never been into an elimination. And it's, it's about time. It's about that time where you get to those people who are vets. They've been there and they've stuck around this long because they're vets. And now it's their turn to basically go in and prove themselves.
Yes.
So I have no problem with it. I think Kayla is, if I'm Kayla, I have no problem with it. And even CT mentioned it's time. What did he say? He was like, nobody wants you on their team.
On a team, yeah. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah. Which I thought was very interesting because it was very like blunt and to the point what CT said.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love CT so much where I'm just like, you know what? I'm buying it. Yeah, you got to prove yourself. I'm like, you've done good things in the past. Now you got to show that you're still capable.
Yes. But at the same time, I do want to say that CT's very first season was on a team with Veronica.
Oh, was it?
No, I'm wrong. No.
Hang on, let me fact check that.
I had to think about it. I'm like, no, they were both on Inferno, but they lost to Veronica. And that was Inferno 1. How could I be so
How
bold?
can you remember
How
that?
could it be?
That is like an uncanny memory.
No, sure, yeah. It's great that I remember who won and who lost so I could correct myself, but the fact that I just threw that out there was terrible enough. All right, but you know what? The best thing that Veronica says at that moment where she's being voted in, she's like, I paved the way for all of these girls. And you know what? I want to say yes. It's kind of slightly a question, like, I think so. You know what I mean? Because honestly,
she was there before all of them.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes. And she is the first ever woman to win 3 in a row. Or not 3 in a row, but 3 finals. You know what I mean? And she is the first woman ever to just do every season ever. Like, when she started, she just did season after season after season. And she also was the first woman to not only create an alliance, but mostly an all-female alliance that did fucking work, that did push them to the end. You know what I mean? Regardless if they won or not. You know what I mean?
She was a trailblazer.
She was a total trailblazer. She would be on the Mount Rushmore of challenges. I almost don't want to say just female challenges, but maybe just of 4 challengers. She might be up there. She's that big of an influence. So the fact that Kayla, who I think is hot as fuck, is saying like, "Hey, prove yourself to me," I'm like, "Fuck you, Kayla," and I flip her off, but at the same time, I like kind of gesture towards my middle finger as in like, that could be Indian.
I think that Kayla is right in her reasoning to question because Kayla's just so young. It's only her 2nd season.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what everything that Veronica's done, everything that you've explained that she's done. Kayla has not been a witness to that. She hasn't seen any of it. All she knows is like, yeah, you used to be around, but I haven't seen it. So her saying prove it is, prove it to me. Basically.
That's so bold. That is so. I still like Kayla saying it. Honestly, I do. Like, I honestly love the fact that she said that because it's like, that's the same as Corey, Hunter, and Nelson going up to Bananas, CT, and Derek saying, fucking take me on, bro. Let's go. You know what I mean? That's the same fucking thing. So I didn't mind it.
It's like something Nelson would say to Derek, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We all know how that turned out. God damn it. But he's gone. So, oh my god, let's get into the biggest draw ever. Where CT Hunter is safe, Kayla and Camilla are safe. Everyone else is in the draw. Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just Dario there against and Veronica against whoever pulls it out.
Did we even talk about first. Dario getting voted in? I don't know.
We did.
Everyone just picked him.
Yeah, because he hasn't been doing anything. I love Dario.
Yeah,
I take it back. I like Dario a lot.
He's likable though. I used to not like him in his first couple seasons, but Dario's grown on me.
Oh yeah, totally.
He's likable. He's chill. He's a good competitor.
He's almost too chill though. The thing is, because
apparently
he's like,
sleeps all the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he's getting called out for. So everyone's saying like, hey, this is now the time for you to step up, and now he's stepping up. But against who is going to be? No, let's get to the women first. Who's going to go against Veronica?
And they do the biggest draw ever, where there's not just the losing team, but like the two losing teams who have like twice the amount of people picking the double X's or the crosses or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's huge for the women to go against Veronica. Tori draws it, and Revenge, she puts in Anissa.
It's the dirty 30. It's payback because Anissa put in Tori.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone else really doesn't like Anissa anyways. I think she would have went in regardless. Honestly,
Anissa
if you think about it,
has already been sent home. She goes sent home in quotation marks because she went to the Redemption House. And turns out Anissa can eat more than Nicole. Oh, yeah, I didn't see that coming. Jeez, no duh. She's got like an 80-pound weight advantage on her. No duh, she can eat more than her. So Anissa comes back, and then everybody in the house is just like, Anissa, you don't deserve to be here. We don't like you. Because Anissa is very political and conniving. She's kind of a backstabber. Nobody really trusts her.
She loves to be the wild card politically.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how I view Anissa as. No, she's always like, oh, did I mean to betray Veronica in the team picking or whatever? The last episode, she's like, yeah, I fucked her over, and I didn't even mean to. And I'm like, oh my god,
you could have picked her as a teammate, but you didn't. You picked Brittany.
You could have picked her as a team captain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she had to do. All right, let's get to the main parts of it. Oh, the guys now. Who's going to go against Tony? Wait, no. God damn it, I fucked that up. Who's going to go against Dario? Jordan picks the fucking double cross.
How many times
as per usual.
Pick that? No, is it the third time?
I believe, yeah.
Spoiler alert. So, like, he knows something with those double crosses where he can look at all of them, and he notices about the double cross. He figures out which one it is, and he pulls it, like, every time.
Yeah?
Like, it can't be an accident. Jordan is very smart. He's very aware. I feel like there's, like, a little paint chip on it, or there's something different with the make of it where he's able to pick it out of a group, and he picks it out, and he draws it every time. Because, like, what was it, the last time he picked it, he did it with such assurance. He just picked it up. He didn't even look down at it. He was staring straight at TJ the entire time. And he's just like, boom. He's like, that's it. I know it. I got it every time.
So when Jordan did pick the double cross, who does he throw in against Dario?
Tony.
And why?
Because Tony, according to Jenna, is the bitch of the group.
It's the most obvious pick. Leroy has been in the mix with Bananas and CT for a long time.
That veteran alliance with Bananas, Derek, CT, Leroy, Jordan, that vet alliance, they've gotten rid of Corey. They've gotten rid of
Nelson.
Well, Nelson's gone.
I guess.
Now.
I mean,
they got rid of
Nelson's
Hunter.
gone,
Hunter came back,
right?
but like it's that veteran alliance of guys has thrived, but Tony's always been at the bottom of it because he's like the newest guy out of all those guys. He's not as much of a vet as the other guys. He's the bitch of the group.
Yeah, Jenna said they could kill his puppy and he would still be friends with Bananas. And I've said plenty of times where Bananas has been responsible for Tony getting kicked out. Remember Rivals 3?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Blackout drunk and he was sleeping and then
woke him
up to set him off.
Yeah, exactly. So now finally, it's going to be Tony versus Dario. And going into this, Leroy has one of the best lines. He's like, Dario thinks that Tony sucks. Tony thinks that Dario sucks. So let's see who sucks more. It was perfect.
I love Leroy.
Because
Leroy's so awesome.
Oh yeah. He's definitely he's so laid back. He's able to like just watch everything that's going on in every single room. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He knows exactly what's going on.
He's like Dario, but he's not sleeping. He's still awake. he's
oh my god. Oh my god. Hashtag woke. Stay woke. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. So first, let's get into the elimination. What
was it called? Do we know what it was called?
No. What should it be called? Web of Lies. It was called Web of Lies, I think.
Oh wow.
Web of Lies. There was no lies though. There was no trivia. They're like, oh, pick which fact is not a fact, but like a Snapple fact or whatever.
It was just a web of a maze or whatever.
Yeah.
You start on top. You got to work your way all the way to the bottom. Grab
ropes that are mostly bungee cords.
Yep, bungee cords. There's like saran wrap.
Yeah. You gotta tear through that shit.
Yeah, you gotta make like a hole in it, slip your way through, get that flag at the bottom, then you gotta work your way all the way to the top.
Which is more challenging to go upwards, right?
Because you're fighting against gravity.
Oh yeah.
Gravity's not working with you anymore.
Oh yeah.
And I love this. Like I thought the whole setup of it looked awesome.
Yeah.
It was super cool. The only thing that was a little bit of a bummer for it was the people competing. Like this, I think it would have been amazing if you would have had people like Bananas or Jordan going at it and doing it.
All right.
But it was the only reason I say that is because it was such like an awesome setup for like an epic showdown.
It was, yeah.
But they have like Tony and Dario, like two of the lesser guys on the guy's side of things. Anissa going versus Veronica. It's a little better, but I still felt like Veronica was going to win the entire time.
Hold on. You're just going to skip the fact that Tony beat Daria?
Well, no.
Well, you just did. Because you were talking about the Veronica versus Anissa.
Yes. But it doesn't really matter.
But yeah, Tony beat Dario. And I just want to say that I was shocked because Dario, to me, I like him a lot. I think he's talented. I think he's capable. And I think that Tony is just there for the drama. And Tony beat Dario. I'm like, okay, I guess. I don't know.
Tony has proven time and time again to be like the ultimate fuck up with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And somehow
in the challenge and in real life.
Yeah. He loses to Ammo. He goes to the Redemption House. He ends up beating Darrell, coming back. And then now he's going against Dario and he beats Dario. And it's just like, who is the real Tony? Like, sometimes he's terrible. Sometimes he's amazing. Like, I was super impressed by Tony.
Yeah.
Like, he was fast. He was athletic. It's strange because some things that Tony has to do athletically, like the prior episode when they're above the water, like jumping from contraption to contraption, he couldn't do it at all. He just slipped and fell into the water. But then this thing, he's great at it. I don't know. There's just Tony is so two-faced as a competitor and as a person.
Are we just dealing with finally Tony being determined? Even though he lied to his baby mama and saying like, no, I didn't hook up with Camilla, therefore damning his entire relationship from then on, is Tony still like saying like, you know what? I'm still here to win the fucking money. I'm gonna win this fucking money, and this money will fix this relationship regardless of, making up with Camilla. You know what I mean? Like, what is happening here?
I don't think the money is gonna fix this relationship. I think the relationship is done for. But like you said, Tony's back is against the wall. All he has to fight for is what he's doing in this game now. His relationship is more than likely over. He's
holy shit. Do you think that's how he feels right now? He's like, my
he's
relationship.
Got nothing else to
so at least
fight
Hunter.
for.
Hunter also lost his relationship over the phone on national TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tony.
You got
Tony's
nothing else
there.
to work for other than yourself.
Yeah.
And he's putting everything out there, and he did a great job.
He's still saying it's for his family, even though he knows his family's fucked. Like he's not going to get custody.
He's doing it for his family.
He's not going to get custody. Right?
No, he's doing it for the child support payments. Right?
He's like, I don't want to pay alimony the rest of my life, or at least 18 years.
He needs to lose that. He can't be making that much money.
Yeah. So he knows in the back of his mind as well that he needs to get to the final but not win.
A solid third place would be helpful.
If that happens and he gets third place, I'm going to be like, holy shit, this was all
you don't want
financial.
that on your tax return when you go to court.
Yeah, holy shit. Oh my god. This shouldn't be called MTV's The Challenge. It's his IRS The Challenge. Oh my god. Alright, well, where are we? Jordan puts in Tony against... Yeah, Tony versus Daria.
And then we go to the girls.
He beats Daria. Yeah. Sucks for Daria. Veronica versus Anissa. Now, I just have to say, it's like... Anissa's great in elimination, right?
Pretty good.
She has the best female elimination record of all time. Did you know that? No?
No, Laurel does, actually.
No. Anissa
Laurel only
does.
has one loss.
Well, not the best record, but she's won way more than Laurel ever has competed. Is what I'm saying.
So, like, total number of victories?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm just saying is that she's really good in elimination. And you have Veronica, who is a multiple-time champ, 3-time champ, only tied with Evelyn in terms of women. There's only 2 women who have won 3 times ever. And she's a champion for avoiding the elimination. You know what I mean? She sends people to the elimination.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? She avoids the elimination.
Amazing politically. Her alliances.
Yes.
Top notch.
And now she has to go against Anissa. And holy shit! Didn't Anissa fucking eat out Veronica this season?
They did. There was
some lesbian
stuff going on.
Holy shit. I just thought about that.
Veronica made her eat it once, and then she made her eat it twice in the elimination.
So yeah, going down the ropes and the plastic ware and whatever.
It was weird because towards the bottom, Anissa couldn't get through that plastic wrap.
Yeah,
she's like jumping up and down, trying to get her feet through it, and I don't know, like, was it bad technique? Did they reinforce Anissa's side so she couldn't get through it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those like shaky challenge things where you're like, why is this so difficult for the one person but not the other?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't point out a technique at all where like Anissa was doing it wrong. I couldn't.
Well, first she was jumping in the middle and that didn't work, and it seems like the middle's the best place. And then she kind of went off to the side and it wasn't working. Then she went back to the middle and then it eventually worked. But I don't know. Whatever. She wasn't able to get through it, and Veronica, she kind of breezed through it.
No, she was able to get through it, but Veronica was above her basically the entire time.
Yeah, on the way back up,
Beats out
she was ahead of
Anissa,
her.
and but you know what though? Regardless of how you feel about any of this shit, TJ is like, you know what? Dario, Anissa, you're back in the redemption house. And he says this for the first time in front of the people that are still playing the game, technically. You know what I mean? So everyone starts to feel different now. They're finally able to say, you know what, maybe we should start throwing in the best people ever into the elimination because like it's just the stupidest thing ever. Like I'm so tired of like trying to wait for people to have these light bulb ideas. You know what I mean?
It took like, what was it, episode 11?
This
12?
okay, yeah, episode 11, 12. This is 12. Yes.
And they're just now realizing, hey, we should send in good people rather than the shitty players. It took them that long. But hey, good job. If you finally figured it out, because once you get eliminated, you're going to the redemption house. So maybe the people in the redemption house should be the best possible players, so that way you get rid of some of the best players, so that way at the final you're going, possibly you could go against a person who's not as good.
Now, this next portion of the episode, these 3 conversations, are just ideas. The Sun, like, holy shit, we gotta start acting. Now, true, we're not really gonna see a lot of the results of these alliances that are being formed.
Yeah.
But it's fun to see something happening. It's fun to see people forming together and like fucking pushing for a fucking result. You know what I mean? Like I'm tired of people just like letting Bananas get as far as he does. That's why I love Hunter, Nelson, Corey. Even though they're not doing it. At least they're trying.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because holy shit, if Derek beats Bananas, good for him, but he's Bananas' friend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They were going to be in the end together no matter what. If Leroy somehow beats Bananas, it's going to be because he's in the final with Bananas because they're friends. You know what I mean? Like, who's not going to be in those final 3? CT might not be the closest to Bananas either. He might be the 4th in line, which means he won't be in the final. Maybe the final fucking, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's like, you want these young bucks to fucking make an impression. That's what you want.
But there's so few of them left. At least on the guys' side of things.
Yeah. I have no idea where that was stemming from, but let's just get into the alliances being formed.
Yeah, well, that's where it was stemming from.
Veronica goes up to Brittany and Jemmy and basically says, hey, guess what? It's going to be Cara, Camilla, Tori, Kayla, and Jenna against us, which are considered the quote-unquote weakest. And Veronica says it's her, Brittany, and Jemmy. And she proposes to form an alliance. It's really interesting because Veronica has been targeting Brittany for the longest fucking time in this season. And all of a sudden she's like, all right, we're going to work together. That's interesting to me. It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But it makes sense because Brittany, like, alliance-wise, she's just been a good competitor.
Who does she have?
She has nobody. She's just been a strong competitor.
Yeah.
Same as, like, a girl like Tori, who's just been going on her own good performances, but no real alliance.
According to Veronica, she says she's part of that upper echelon or whatever.
Yeah, so it seems like she's moved into that alliance over there with, Cara, Camilla, Jenna, Kayla. People who really feel like the strongest competitors, at least.
So now Veronica's sort of making an alliance right now.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Hunter and Tony are talking, and Tony's like, you know what? I think I'm at the bottom of the totem pole, basically. So if I win, I'm never gonna say your name. And Hunter's like, vice versa. And I'm just like feeling so great right now. I'm like, holy shit, this is exactly what Tony needs to do. I think Tony's a fuck up, and the fact that he's still here pisses me off. But now that he's talking to Hunter, I'm like, yes, Tony, do the right thing. Make an alliance. Because Bananas does not have his back. Nor does Leroy, or Derek, or CT, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
But
so
that whole alliance that Tony had with them, that had one purpose. To get him further in the game. Which it did.
Yes.
But now he's gotten to the point where everyone's been eliminated and he's now at the bottom of the totem pole. So Tony has no other options. He knows that he's the guy in that group that's going to get voted in by them. So now he's just clinging to the other outsider, which is Hunter, because Hunter has lost Corey and Nelson. There's no one else on his side. So Hunter and Tony are now just clinging together because they know there's the veteran group of guys that is opposing them.
Right.
And Hunter and Tony, they're aligning out of necessity because they're clinging to life because the numbers are way against them.
That's fine. To me, I'm like, you're proud. You're proud to see a little society form when it should.
It should. Yeah,
you know
it's
I mean?
out of necessity.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Out of necessity, but Tony could have been a dumb shit to the end. He could have been portrayed by Bananas either by being voted in to an unwinnable elimination, or he could have got pissed off again when he was drunk and got kicked out. That's what Bananas does to him. You know what I mean? So, so I'm glad that Tony was able to be like, to finally reach the right peg in the scientist test that doesn't shock him when he wants to get the cheese. You know what I mean?
He's trying to take his own game and put it in his own hands and try and work with it.
It is probably my most proudest moment right now for Tony, where I'm like, good for you. Holy shit. Even Jenna, hottest. Okay, I'll say this just to help what I'm going to say next. Jenna, the hottest motherfucking female challenger that is soon to be champion / dumbest female challenger that's ever been, notices that Tony doesn't see that all these guys are using him. They don't care about him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Jenna sees that. Tony, you not only are you sort of like, wait a minute, what the fuck? But you decide to shake hands, not visually, mind you, or physically, but to basically say to Hunter, hey, I'm not going to say your name when I come to power.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah. Anybody can say that Jenna's not that smart, but she is smarter than she's able to articulate. In this episode, she was very
beautiful,
smart.
Dude.
She was very
because that's exactly what it is.
She was articulate this episode, and Jenna just came off brilliant. She's super hot. She came off super smart this episode, which she doesn't always come off as super smart though.
Yeah.
But she's smarter than she's able to show
because she prefers to play up her dumbness.
Yeah, and I've always said that's kind of a ploy by her.
Right.
It's kind of tactical in some ways.
Oh yeah. So yeah. The other thing that happens, which I'm also very proud to see, is Camilla. She goes up to Kayla and Jenna. It basically says, you know what, Cara Maria and I could have gotten rid of you two anytime we wanted to. Basically, is that what she says? And Camilla, she's drunk. I think Jenna and Kayla are
was
just
she
like,
drunk?
I think so.
Or
Camilla was just Camilla. You know what I mean? Camilla, at this point, I want to say, is just gone. She is gone to me. I think mentally is she ever present? She knows what to say. She knows how to plan a mission. She knows how to try to win an elimination to run a final. But personally, like, what kind of conversation could you have with her? You know what I mean?
I feel like I would walk away before it even got to like anything in depth.
So Camilla's gone. She comes up to Jenna and Kayla and says, "Guess what? Cara and we could have got rid of you because let's face it, you two together are scary." And then she walks away, right? So Jen and Kayla are just like, we gotta get rid of them. Yeah. That tag team.
We can't trust them.
Yeah, they take away us. And you put it perfectly. You were like, this is a tag team match. It's Jenna and Kayla versus Cara and Camilla. And I'm like, dude, that is perfect. There's no other pairing at all in terms of the females. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like they seem like this, quote unquote, the strongest female competitors there. And part of me feels like Cara Maria may have made a mistake by aligning herself with Camilla. Because while Camilla may be the best in missions and athletically, politically and emotionally and personally, Camilla is just a ticking time bomb.
Right.
And she's gone off and she's going to go off again. And she's so volatile and self-destructive that it's not a quality person to be aligned with. And Jenna and Kayla, while they may not be quite as good at competitors as Cara and Camilla, they're a lot more stable, and that could be an advantage for them.
So the fact that they're like, we got to strike against Cara and Camilla first before they do it to us, I'm like, that makes total sense. That is exactly what you have to do. Exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into a surprise. We have a mission today. We have a mission. This is great. This is a challenge in reverse. We usually start with a mission, then end elimination, but we got to reverse.
This one, we have the elimination, and then we go to the mission. Yeah. Because MTV's producers don't know how to order out, put an episode in order.
No, not at all.
It's a thing of the past. It's such a shame because it messes these episodes up where there's no flow to them.
Yeah, you know what? I want to complain about this, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe this is just how shit is viewed. I don't watch Survivor. I don't watch Big Brother, but maybe this is how shit is viewed. Maybe this is the format of those shows as well. Maybe the challenge is just like, no, there's no beginning, middle, or end with The Bachelor, with Big Brother, with Survivor. It just spans out for eons. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're just copying it.
I watched The Bachelor. It's very standard in the format of it until it gets to like the last four-ish episodes.
Okay.
Then they mix with the format. And they've done that with the challenge where it's the same format. You have mission and then elimination. But then towards the end, then it gets a little dicey with how they edit it. And it's understandable. But when you do it the entire season,
you want to stretch out the ends.
Yeah, if you want to stretch out the end, squeeze out another episode or two. But when you're doing that the entire season and mishmashing stuff, the flow of it is off. And that's what we've seen with a lot of these episodes. And it's the only reason that I kind of complain about that is because the season is very good. The missions are awesome. The eliminations are awesome.
I agree.
A lot of the stuff that's happening in the house is awesome.
Yes.
But the only issue I'm seeing is how they're editing it and putting it together where we're focusing on drunken fights and that somehow becomes the main event or the climax of the episode rather than it being the actual game that's being played.
Hmm. And I want to say that that's what the show is now. Honestly, like, when did it change? I want to say Bloodlines is the earliest I've noticed it, but even before that, like a little bit of X's too. X's too.
Yeah.
TWO. Not TWO.
TWO?
Yeah.
Oh, two. Number two.
And that's just been part of the fucking season. Overall, it's just been, you wonder, like, oh, because remember in Rivals 3, like, people left, and you're like, oh, maybe that's why they decided to stretch the season? No, that didn't matter. If they didn't leave, it would have been the same amount of episodes. Like, people just, the producers are stretching this out like crazy and shit. But let's get to
But
the
do
mission.
you know why they're stretching it out? Because the ratings are high, and they're gonna keep stretching
The
it
ratings
out.
aren't high.
They are.
No, they aren't.
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay.
What's the highest rated TV show on MTV? The Challenge.
Is it?
What's way higher than Real World or Are You the One? The Challenge. The Challenge ratings are higher than all of those other shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I look this up, will it be right?
Absolutely.
All right, whatever. All right, sure. Okay, cool. So
not only do they do that, they MTV. I don't even remember the name of the show, but like 2 weeks ago, they put on a show that they were premiering, and they had it air right after the challenge, and the challenge had their rating of like 8 point. It was like 0.85 or 0.8 or whatever it was, and then the show immediately following it. It dropped off to, instead of 0.8, it was like 0.2 or 0.3. Like, the ratings just dropped. And they were trying to, like, help out that show that was showing up afterwards. Didn't even help. Because this show is the only show that MTV airs that people actually want to watch. And it's, like, even, and the thing is, it just goes to show how good the challenge is. Because they can try and, producers butcher it as much as they can. But
regardless.
It still ends up working.
There
but
you
it's
go.
like it could be better. It still could be better because they're not doing it quite enough justice. That it deserves.
We watched it in its heyday, but at the same time, you know what? If you were to edit this right or chop a lot of shit where like maybe some people really wanted to watch, but it's like, let's cut it to a proper season, this would be a great season. Wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean... God, we got that redemption shit.
Yeah, the redemption house is the biggest problem with the season.
There are problems, but you know what? Let's get through this episode because we got a lot more to talk about. We have a mission called Blackout, where you gotta scratch and claw through a darkened fucking box. Hot box? You're hot boxing the whole time? No, they're not fucking smoking weed.
Not that hot boxing.
Yeah, they're not doing that, But
like a Veronica Anissa hot box? No?
Oh my god. No, not that kind of hot box either. God damn it. It's the worst.
Hot box.
Yes.
Just a box that is hot in temperature.
Yeah.
How lame is that?
It's blacked out.
You gotta scratch and claw with your fingernails to scratch that paint off.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't be able to use your nails in Veronica and Anissa hot box version.
No, you gotta trim those.
And I don't think you use your fingernails in a stoner type of hot box. Maybe to clear out the pipe.
Perhaps if you're desperate.
Yeah. But a better finger to clear that out would be a cocaine fingernail. Have you noticed that they're longer?
I had a coworker once. He had all of his fingernails were short. He had the one fingernail.
The pinky?
Much longer.
Is it the pinky?
Yeah, probably was the pinky.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then someone told me, they're like, the reason he's got the long pinky fingernail.
Yeah, he peaked in the 80s.
Put some cocaine on there, sniff it right up.
They call him Scarface.
I was in high school and I learned that.
Really?
The whole world just didn't make sense.
But yeah, not only do you have to claw, but afterwards you have to get the code. And put that into the lock, unlock the pitchfork or whatever the fuck,
Pickaxe.
Smash the window, pickaxe, and then you have to form the puzzle and shit. But the crazy thing was that these were random teams. Nobody who lost previously got to make the teams at all. It was just random chance. And it was Jemmy, Kayla, and CT. Jemmy forms the team of Bananas. Good. Hunter, Cara Maria, and I think that's it. I have Jemmy wrote down twice, so I don't know. No, clearly someone's missing in this whole deal. I have no idea. But then Kayla has Jordan, Veronica, Tony, and Brittany. CT has Leroy, Derek, Tori, and Camilla. You know what I just want to say is that who wins? The most underdog people of the season, I want to say. Kayla, is she not always in the elimination, in the draw or whatever?
That's true.
Jordan, he's in the draw, but he picks the double cross. He just happens to pick the double cross. So we interpret that as like, oh, he's talented. He's good this season. No, he's not.
He's good at picking the double cross.
He's been pretty bad this season. Let's face it, right? And then Veronica, people doubt her. She's not in the double cross a lot, but she's not winning either. You know what I mean? And then Tony is from a redemption house. You know what I mean? He's here from there. And then Brittany, that's about the only person that deserves the other win. So they win. Caleb, Jordan, Veronica, Tony, Brittany, they win.
When I was watching this, first thing I saw when I saw that team was like, hey, I like this team's chances. They have Jordan and they have Veronica, and they're both very smart. And Brittany, I feel like she's smart too. Now, Tony and then I forget the other person on the team. Not as smart, but I'm like just Jordan, Veronica, Brittany. They're smart enough where I feel like they could win. The other teams, I didn't like the chances. Like a team with like Hunter and Bananas. Was it Camilla on there? Or no, Camilla was on
Hunter,
CT's.
Bananas, Cara Maria, Jemmy.
Yeah, there's no one really that smart or that good on puzzles on that team. Like CT's team, he's got Camilla, and Camilla, anytime there's a puzzle, all she does is bark orders and piss people off.
That was exactly why they didn't win. Camilla totally was at fault. She was on the platform where the puzzle's supposed to be put together. She was standing there complaining. And honestly, I feel like Camilla puts herself there because she honestly loves the cameras. She wants to be at that moment. Regardless of winning or losing, she wants to be at that moment.
Yeah.
And I would hate that shit, man.
She has one idea on how it's supposed to be done, and she's just going to yell and scream that idea, and so that way when they lose, they'll be like, well, you didn't follow what I said.
Yeah.
She likes to do that.
Yeah. But you know what? Kayla, Jordan, Veronica, Tony, Brittany, they win. Jordan brings them all over to like the end of the, I don't know, near the water or whatever, and away from everyone else, and he's like, okay, now TJ's probably going to ask us, before he asks us anything, who's going to go into Redemption House immediately.
Yep.
And he says blank fighter, because we don't know who they vote in, but he's like, this person is too good to lose twice. We need to put him in a scenario where he just has to lose once.
Yeah.
We don't know who that is. And that kills me. I assume it has to be Bananas or CT. Yeah. Is Jordan and Tony willing to shoot beyond Hunter? Right? Jordan does not like Hunter. Tony just made a deal with Hunter. Do they go for Jordan? CT and Bananas. Skip Leroy. Skip Derek. Go for those two.
Yeah. If he wants to get rid of one of the strongest players, it's Bananas or CT. CT won last season. Bananas is like the all-time winningest guy.
Jesus Christ, that's right. That's right. Yeah, put them both in, right?
Yeah, it's got to be one of those guys. And
do you have faith in these two, Tony and Jordan, to do that?
I think so, because I think Jordan is borderline like Tony, where Tony was at the bottom of the totem pole. Tony is no longer there in that alliance. Jordan he feels like this is the moment in the game where he needs to make his move. Because Bananas is probably going to take Derek or CT's side over Jordan. Jordan maybe is feeling that way. So now he's thinking, okay, well, we got to get rid of CT or Bananas. I feel like
it's those two. Absolutely.
I feel like, to me, Jordan, for like TV wise, it might be Bananas. He might do that. But if it's like really going with the game, I think you might need to be more afraid of CT than Bananas. Right? I don't know. CT's just
I would agree. I would agree because I think overall CT is the better competitor. Bananas doesn't stop. He's slow, but CT's faster than Bananas. So I would fear CT over Bananas for sure. Honestly, I would fear Bananas in a final for sure. I would hate going against him, but I would rather go against him in a final than CT personally. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we don't get to see who they vote in. It's the end of the episode, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Another incomplete episode.
But that's how it is. I don't know.
Par for the course.
Yeah, par for the course.
But I gotta say, this episode, as much as I didn't like the structure of it, this season has been really good when it comes to the eliminations and the missions. Like, the stuff that they've produced or, been able to put out there for them to compete with, it's been really awesome.
That's true. Very true.
I feel like a lot of times you're like, oh, you have to climb over on this rope over some mud and then climb under the rope on some mud and then whoever gets to the end. Like, we saw that on Bloodlines. And it was just like, oh, okay, well, that's lame. This year, everything we see, I'm like, oh, that's cool. We've seen something similar, but not quite like this. I feel like they're pushing the boundaries, and I appreciate that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Redemption House is something that's annoying, and because people get sent home, but no one's, like TJ says, this next person's going to be eliminated and sent to the Redemption House. Well, if you're eliminated, you're eliminated. They're not eliminated. You're just getting sent to the Redemption House. So, Anissa, Dario, they're quote-unquote eliminated, but not really. They're just in the Redemption House, and they will await whoever Jordan and his team appoints to visit them.
Yeah. We don't know who it is, and you know what? This is episode 12, right?
Yep.
How many episodes do we know for sure is part of the season?
I have no idea. I'm projecting
I'll
around...
say 15.
I'm saying 18 to 19. I feel like it's going to go on a long time.
I think the record is 15.
Oh, yeah. I think they're aiming way past
think so?
that.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'll just say this. Like, subscribe, comment. This is Battle of Challenges Podcast with Vincent Cloud.
And Hardcore Dave.